Hi everyone! I wanted to talk about the head voice and the heart voice. So we have our heart center and our head ego. So it depends what you believe, as everything does. But in my beliefs, I believe that we have a head voice, which is our ego, and which is our humanness. And then we have a heart voice, which is our heart center and soul. And I believe the difference being that when we came down into this life, we still have our own, we are our soul. And so our soul has a voice as well. And that's sometimes what we talk to. And also our head, which is our human self, because there's human stuff here that, when we come to earth, the soul is not used to. And that's actually what is built in our bodies that we incarnate to, because that is basically how, or else how are our souls supposed to know what's going on? So in each body, on each planet, whatever, that physical vessel has its information, and our body and our souls come and just know what they are and live in these bodies because they're telling them what the information is. It's completely, DNA's information, all that kind of stuff. So that can be talked about in another episode too. But anyways, about the head and heart. So I don't know, I can't say for everyone, we all experience differently, but for me, definitely. And you might have to work on this because it might not start like that right away until you notice. And when I say work on it, it's anywhere from now to years. It's up to who you are, it's up to how much you try, it's up to how you learn, it's up to how much you believe, it's up to all of that kind of stuff. So for me, everything takes practice, right? It does. I wish I was good at things at snap of a finger, even things like this, but I'm not. You just continue to practice and practice. So here we go. My head voice, I hear, it really comes from my head. Sometimes back here, but mostly, just up here. My heart voice comes from down here in my heart. It actually does. And that's actually where I do most of my existing. I exist in my heart very much. I do come to my mind as well. I always listen to it, but I always do everything from my heart center, because to me, that is who I am. The logical talks back and forth with, how you feel. And the other thing is, if you aren't yet in control of your feelings, sometimes we do react in unconventional, crazy ways that you kind of regret later. But as you come to that, this is what everything is for. That's what the practice is for. That's what mistakes are for. That's what being wrong is for. But the other thing about it is taking responsibility for it, which we'll talk about later as well. So in this one, it's just about seeing if you can feel a difference in these two. I've talked about this with other people before, and a lot of people are in their mind. They are, and some people don't even hear their heart, but it's up to you if you want to try to hear it or not. How I usually test things is just go to the simplest thing, even what you're eating. Is this something you're eating just because you have to eat, or are you eating it because you love to eat it? When you ask yourself, what do you want to eat? Is your heart telling you, drawing you to something that, maybe you can't afford but you want, and then your head is telling you something more practical? That's an example right there. But that breaks down to everything. So do it on anything about what you're doing for the day. Do you like this person? What you feel about yourself? All of that kind of stuff. Try to hear where they're coming from. And from there, you will notice that voices come from different parts, and which ones speak to you, which ones you allow to speak to you, which ones you listen to more. And it's all about keeping track-ish. You don't have to be so strict about it, but just be like, oh, I notice I listen to this more, or I notice I listen to this more this time. And then from there, it's like, oh, okay, so I tallied up, in my mind, just free loosely that, I kind of am more logical than I am based on how I feel. And then it's about the balance, or it's about one end more, the other end of the spectrum more, depending on, again, your soul story. Yeah, good luck with that. And it's definitely just time, work, be easy on yourself, and just, have fun with it. I think it's a great time. I enjoy it very much. Love you all, and Well, the reason why I sighed, I'm sorry, is just because some people do want to stay in their mind. And if you want to stay there, you know, don't feel like it's a bad thing. Some people want to be heart. We're all unique. So we all have our own pattern of maybe we're all logical, maybe we're all heart, or maybe we're balanced. And it's completely up to you what you decide you want to experience. So good luck with that. Love you all.